We are a 40-year-old nonprofit service organization that works to ensure greater representation, equity, and opportunities for Asian American artists and arts organizations. We do that through resource sharing, promotion, and community building. And Town Hall is kind of one of those programs that does all of those things. It brings community together, people share resources, and you can promote your work and that of others. So, and we've been doing this for about 10 years now. It's one of our favorite events, and it's definitely Makas because there's food involved. So for those of you who are new, I'm going to share a few protocols and make a few announcements, so if you can just bear with us. We are recording this event, so if you want to relive it, you can check it on our YouTube channel later. And I ask that you silence your phones so that people can speak without being interrupted, even though there are sirens that will do that. If anybody needs the restroom, it's upstairs on the 3rd floor. And if you need Wi-Fi, use the EFA Gallery Wi-Fi, and the password is EFA Studios. So that's that. Okay, so how it's going to go tonight. So we have 2 featured presenters, and then we have 2 groups of short pitches, 2 minutes each. So we're going to introduce the first featured presenter. Then I will call the names of the first group of 2-minute presenters. I have a little timer there, so it will let you know when your time is up after 2 minutes. I ask that you try to be considerate of everybody and stick to your time. So we go through that 2 cycles, and then after everybody who signed up is pitched, if you are moved and want to share something, you can give a 30-second pitch. You just come up here. Excuse me, put your name up and your Instagram handle or your website so people can follow you, and then you'll get 30 seconds to share your spiel. So let's see. Oh, and then afterwards we do the potluck, so lots of networking, which is really great. If you are sharing by social, we appreciate it if you tag us at the AA Arts Alliance. And we will have a survey after this. So we collect information that we use for grant applications and also just to make the program better. So we really appreciate it. We'll give you a QR code and you can fill it out, and we have some swag. We have 3 amazing gift bags with all sorts of fun stuff in it. So we will give those away to people who fill out the survey. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna share a few upcoming events. We are more than halfway through the month, but we still have lots of stuff left. You are sitting in the middle of one of our projects. This is an exhibition curated by our own Daniel Wu there, and it is called Devoted Religion in Asian American Art. You can check it out. There's 6 artists in the show. Come back, bring your friends. It's open Tuesday through Saturday from 12 to 6 until June 4th. So come back. And then on Tuesday, June 4th, we have an event called Portfolio in Practice for Visual Artists, where we've invited 6 curators to give one-on-one portfolio reviews to artists. It is currently full, but if you are interested in joining the waitlist, you can learn more about it either on our website or you can just hit the QR code there. And then on Tuesday, June 11th, we are presenting, it's a community care grantee project share out. So every year we offer artists, this year we offered $1,500 to offer an act of care to the AAPI community for artists. And so the 18 awardees are gonna be talking about their projects and the impact. It's a real feel-good event, and we have dumplings. So if you wanna join us for that, it is June 11th at CPC in Chinatown, actually Lower East Side. Their new office is on Suffolk Street, very nice. And then the last thing is advocacy. So you may wonder, like, why am I wearing this shirt? I am wearing this shirt because I spent this morning on the steps of City Hall fighting, that's right, because we're mad, fighting for more money for our community because they are in the middle of budget negotiations right now. And the city, New York City, the cultural capital of the world, spends less than 0.1% of its budget on arts and culture. And of that money that is spent on arts and culture, guess how much goes to the Asian American Pacific Islander community? Any idea? 2%. 2% of 1/10 of 1% of the city budget. We are 18% of the population, and yet we get this minuscule amount of funding. So that's why I'm there. That's why I was screaming my brains out this morning on the steps of City Hall. That's why I testified in front of the City Council to demand our fair share of funding. So you can do the same thing and tell the mayor that we want funding. Advocacy is a big part of what we do here, ensuring that our community is taken care of. So you can hit this QR code and send a letter to the mayor telling him to restore our funding, because we need it. And it's not just us, it's all the small organizations, it's the libraries, you know, it's the zoos, it's everybody. So we need proper investment. It's jobs, right? It's exhibition opportunities, it's films, it's all sorts of things. So,
yeah, so the QR code.
So hit this QR code. Yeah, thank you. Tell Mayor Adams, we need our cultural funding. It's what makes this city great. It's why we live here and pay these ridiculous rents, right? Okay. Okay, so that's my advocacy spiel for today. The next one is the AMP. We want you to check out the AMP. So this month, we are doing a fundraising campaign for the AMP, which is the only publication that we know of that highlights AAPI arts and culture from a AAPI perspective. So we do exhibition reviews, we do interviews, we commission photo essays, we review albums, concerts, performances. This did not exist until a year ago. And because I get tired of reading the New York Times like every Friday, like 10 shows you need to see or 10 films you gotta catch this weekend, and never was one an AAPI work. So we decided, screw it, we're gonna create our own platform. And so your dollars can help support that. So like I said, for the month of May, we're doing a campaign to raise $10,000 to print another issue of the AMP, to be able to commission more articles and photo essays and all sorts of good things. And if you donate $20 today, here, right now, you get a bandana, as Stephanie is showing up, as Justine and I are wearing. So normally we offer these for a donation of $100, but because you're here and you're special, we'll offer it to you for a $20 donation.
But only today.
But only today, yeah, sorry. So this is your only chance. And then they're gonna go back to the people who donated $100. But it's created art that we commissioned by Somnath Bhatt. So it's really beautiful and original, and we'll make it again. It's a limited edition. So think about it. You can pay by a Venmo or credit card and give us cash. You can hit this QR code. Okay, so that's that. And then, let's see, finally, just a friendly reminder to please share your work with us. Share your projects, share your events, share your opportunities. We have a free community calendar. You can just post it, sign an account, super easy. We send out a newsletter every other week if you want to sign up for that, but that's where we pull the information from the newsletter, what to see, what to do, what to apply for. It comes from people who enter it on our calendar. So check it out, sign up for that. Sign up for our newsletter. Check out our website, check out our Instagram. So that's the main spiel. So I'm just gonna thank some of our supporters, Con Edison, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs in partnership with the City Council, New York State Council on the Arts with the support of Governor Kathy Hochul and the New York State Legislature, the National Endowment for the Arts, the Howard Gilman Foundation, Ford Foundation, and many, 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 many generous individuals just like you who are gonna give us $20 and get your own bandana. So thank you all for that. Quick also land acknowledgement, because we do acknowledge that the land politically designated as New York City to be the homeland of the Lenape peoples, Lenapehoking, who were violently displaced as a result of European settler colonialism over the course of 400 years. And the Lenape are diasporic people who remain closely connected with this land and are its rightful stewards. So as an organization that focuses on the rights of the underrepresented, and in solidarity with Indigenous peoples, we recognize this history and uplift the sovereignty of Indigenous people and territory. And we commit to dismantling ongoing settler colonial practices and their implications in this world. So now I would like to introduce our first featured presenter, Shelly Bahl. Shelly is an interdisciplinary artist and a decolonizing art trailblazer. She's been leading and participating in BIPOC and feminist art run culture in Toronto and New York City for 30 years. Her interdisciplinary work has appeared in many international solo and group exhibitions, and she's worked with so many arts organizations as an educator, curator, and an arts programmer. She recently led curatorial projects for the Lahore Museum and South Asia Institute in Chicago. You can peep her work right around the corner, these beautiful candles, which she will tell you more about. Shelly.
Thank you for the introduction. I'm going to keep my phone to keep on time. And have a little quote to read at the end. So we're just going to go through some images of my work, and I thought the one thread I want to focus on, since it's up in the gallery here, is a body of work that I started 30 years ago. So I'm going to start with that, and it's kind of something that's come in and out of my art practice every few years. Those candles that you see in the gallery have become a part of my life as well as my art practice. So image one, really poor slide scan, but here it is. And they're really red. Here they look pretty black, but the original set I was working with, I was here in New York at NYU as a grad student, and was looking at a lot of representations of women in South Asian sort of antiquities and art, and also just looking at it predominantly through textbooks, etc., art history books. Because again, this was something I had very little access to in all my years as an art student. Wasn't really getting any exposure to historical South Asian art, much less just world culture, world art. And so when I came to New York, I sort of decided on my own, I'm going to do my own exploration. So I was mainly drawing and painting. If you go to the next image, so here I was predominantly, like I said, drawing and painting on paper, canvas, but they began to kind of come off the page, and these are large, about 6-foot figures painted on the wall. And I don't know if you can see the cut vinyl. And excuse me, this was related to, again, my independent research on women and representations of women in Indian art specifically, and the larger sort of South Asian art, especially antiquities of sculpture and looking at Indian miniature painting. And so these forms then, when I saw those 3 candle figures, I don't know why 3 is being sort of a key form in my work, they reminded me of these dancers. And so it's almost like they were embodied in these mass-produced wax candle sculptures. Next image. And so jumping forward, they took many formations. They traveled the world with me from home to home, from exhibition to exhibition. And so they kind of had this life of their own. And it was always also linked to this idea of spirituality and how we sort of read spiritual imagery, right? And iconographies. And so in this particular work, it really, people saw this form and were reading all kinds of meaning into it. And it's a Rorschach test to some degree, because the image was actually a pattern on a t-shirt that was then projected. But everybody brings their own reading, their own meaning to what they're actually seeing. And of course, when we think about sort of rituals in any sacred spaces, fire has been something we will find in every cultural space. And so usually, ideally, I like to light them and have them melt on site. So here they're dripping down the walls of the gallery. I don't know why EFA didn't want me to do that, but and so they were not lit on site here, but they were pre-lit. So we can go to the next image. So these are all different ways in which they have been presented. And in this particular version from about 2012 and 13, I was interested in, again, the idea of the absence and presence of the female body. And so using this form and just creating, I used basically the shape of the candle to create this absence body. And most of you are obviously familiar with this, the idea of a chalk form on the ground after usually a murder site, etc., or some accident. And then here, though this isn't my body proportions, they kind of are, because it adds up to 5 feet on the ground. I'm 5 feet tall. So often there is kind of a abstract mention or reference to my own body in these candle figures. So next image. And so then we get to this period. I wasn't using the candles that much in between. And then in this year, 2022, my entire studio was destroyed. It was a period during COVID where all kinds of things, house was destroyed by fire, all kinds of lovely things in COVID, which all of us had different losses. And so I had already been working on a project called Songs of Lament before COVID, but it really kind of came into very sharp focus when it became this period where I needed to have my own ways to lament and have rituals around loss. And so I created this work, and if you go to the next image, what I decided to do, because within the destruction of my studio by my lovely landlord was the loss of like about 1/3 of my 30 years of art making, and including the candles. So these red candles, I have hundreds of them. They've kind of always been with me, and it became almost like when you lose your art, this sense of losing yourself and your place in the world, and all of those questions. And so friends were saying, this is a huge tragedy, but you have to find ways from the ashes, make something. And I was like, what the hell, I can't even comprehend that. But I did sort of keep those thoughts with me, and this is the first work that emerged out of that process. So the previous image with the candles around my head, this photograph was part of the next image. You see a little tablet at the back, was part of the work. And so I recreated this work, and I decided at that point I couldn't use the color red, which to me, blood and life, etc., all those metaphors. So I decided to work, and I was really debating between white and black. Again, universal colors, and it's the absence of life, the absence of color. And so ultimately I decided to go with white for this series, and what you'll see in the gallery here is a set of black. And I come out of South Asian traditions of mourning, where white is usually the color of mourning, or absence of color. And so again, these were all lit on site. We can go to the next image. And so some details again. I love when we go through this ritual in the physical space, and it became the very first time I was actually lighting these candles in their remade form or reincarnated form. And then we can go to the next image. I'll do my time check. I'm good, I have 2 minutes. Okay, so this leads up to what's in the gallery. Here again, I was asked to recreate a work that I had made previously. And in these Songs of Lament, this series, it's all about not only recreating works, but also moving further. I'm actually collaborating with dancers, musicians, and thinking about creating new songs of lament, because I feel like we all need them for different purposes. Here we don't have the video component, but in the video there is actually a very ancient lament song, 4,000 years ago from Sumeria, and it's the Sumerian, the loss, it was the fall of the city, the destruction of the city of Ur. And it's a heart-wrenching composition that was translated from like cuneiform tablets and then created into a composition by a Czech composer in the 1970s. And it is brutal to hear, and almost, but I felt like it was the right thing to start the project with. So we can go to the next image. And so for this particular one, since EFA didn't want me lighting in the gallery, I got to actually go through this interesting ritual at my home studio where I had, I think exactly 99 candles. And again, to have this army kind of with me in a new reincarnated form, all lit up, and then presented was like really kind of intense and beautiful. And it was a healing ritual, as friends had said it would be. And so next image, so this is what's in the gallery, and then we can move forward. And then this work is also in the gallery. As you can notice, I had initially thought I wouldn't be able to work with the red candles again, but what I decided to do is to find a way to, again, through the actual burning of the candles became far more important in this body of work. And then not only having them burn away, but having them burn and then fuse with other forms to create new forms. So in this trinity, which is a work, which you saw first, the 3 candles in red, in here there are also white candles, and they are kind of burned together and fused to create something new. So maybe I might do this with red and black candles, but I think that's my last image, and I'm just going to end off by reading a quote that I came across by Toni Morrison just 2 days ago. So perfect timing. So when she's asked about how do you get through, the most difficult periods of life, or just life and the tragedy of life, she says sometimes you don't survive whole. You just survive in part, but the grandeur of life is that attempt. It's not about that solution. It's about being as fearless as one can and behaving as beautifully as one can under completely impossible circumstances. It's that makes it elegant. And then lastly, just at the end of this quote, she says, "We are already born, we are going to die, so you have to do something interesting that you respect in between." Thank you.
So next we have our first group of people pitching. So if you can get ready, this is the order in which we'll go. So I'll call everybody. I have a screen here that will show you. It's a countdown. So if, is Kimberly here? Kimberly Tang? Kimberly, if you want to come up here, you get 2 minutes. I'll tell you when to go. And then next is Chiaki, Robert, Francis, and Priya. So everybody get ready. Let me set the timer. Should I start now, or let me? Okay.
Everybody can start. I want to make sure you have your full 2 minutes. Okay, you can start.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Tay. I'm a filmmaker. I'm here to talk about a film that my team and I are currently in the middle of crowdfunding for called Friends We Hate. It's a story about 2 Asian American women who have an unlikely friendship in New York City, and it really explores the feelings of when your friendships don't live up to expectations we see on TV and film and now social media, and also just the feelings of sadness, shame, loneliness that it kind of comes with. It's exciting because a lot of our core cast and crew are Asian American women, and across the production team we're an entirely woman-led team. A lot of my team I've worked with before. We've been able to get screenings at festivals around the East Coast on no-budget projects. So we're trying to get a budget for this one just so we can start winning these festivals too. We're in it to win it this time. And also in addition to that, we're also looking for brands, small fashion brands to work with. We have a lot of wardrobe changes in this film. So if anyone knows any smaller brands, especially Asian American brands, we would love to work with you. Or even if you have just a random product you would like cinematic footage of. I'm a creative. I could maybe make it work into the film. So feel free to just ask if there's something you might want, nice footage or even set photography up. I might be able to make it work. As I said, we are right in the middle of the crowdfunding campaign, so any support's deeply appreciated just so we can keep the momentum going all the way to the end. I have QR codes. There's some QR codes over by the front. We would appreciate just any sort of even just a follow on the campaign just to show that there's interest. When I talk to people about it, they don't just say they're interested in it, they tell me a whole story. So I know there's interest, we're trying to prove it. Any support's deeply appreciated. As I said, we're right in the middle, so everything counts right now. Thank you so much.
Next up is Chiaki. Oh, here you are. Okay. And then after that is Robert. So Robert, get ready.
Hi, I'm Chiaki Yamamoto. I moved in New York in September 2019 from Tokyo, Japan. I composed some music for films and be involved to project as a songwriter. I'm taking a course of music theory and composition for film or Berkeley now. Recently, I involved 2 movies. This was shooted in Taiwan last year. Next, please. Next one is called Garment Symphony. This was shooted in New York, and yeah, we just finished editing this movie. And what I want to do this year is I want to meet talented directors who give me opportunities to compose, and I want to brush my sensitivity and skill out for film music. So I'm making a new EP by myself now. Then I want to finish that. Thank you.
Robert?
Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be here. I really appreciate you for hosting everyone. So I'm here on behalf of myself and also my friend and colleague Tara Edwards to talk about our upcoming summer writing workshop called, spoiler alert, it's here, Good Grief, a writing workshop on trauma and healing. I want to start actually with a quote from Judith Herman. The first principle of recovery is the empowerment of the survivor. She must be the author and arbiter of her own recovery. So Tara and I met while studying writing at NYU. I'm a coach, I have a master's in writing, and Tara majored in both writing and psychology. And partially informed by our training and our education, but also influenced by our own personal, POC, BIPOC, neurodivergent, queer, immigrant, ESL experiences, in the workplace, at home, in school, in therapy, all of it, we decided to come together and create this 10-week, week-by-week journey that blends general teachings and concepts around trauma, grief, and healing with writing practice and the study of narrative arcs in storytelling. So each week, we'll have a different focus in terms of trauma, grief, and healing, alongside elements of storytelling and that could help support the focus or help mirror the experience back to you. So if we examine our relationship to safety, we will also explore setting a scene or environmental storytelling in our writing. A session around ancestral healing and veneration would also include aspects of memoir writing, autofiction, and voicing in different characters. You're certainly not required to share every aspect of your writing or your journey, but this can be a great space to foster community and creative expression outside of strictly professional, familial, and competitive spaces. It's not unlike why so many people enjoy and benefit from this space. While we believe in our value, there may be barriers to joining this workshop. We hope that you will reach out to us anyway. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Francis?
Hi, I'm Francis Chen, and this is
George's Bridges,
and we're from the Asian American Film Lab. We are promoting the 72-hour film shootout. This is our 20th year of promoting film writers, Asian American film writers, to get into the filmmakers to get into the business. The competition is a 72-hour shootout, which means you write, shoot, and edit a film in 3 days. Everything has to be done in the 3 days between June 6th and June 9th. So if you're interested, come talk to me about it. It's a wonderful introduction. I've participated 13 times myself, and it's a fantastic experience. If you're not a film writer, come and celebrate anyway. Come to our launch party on June 6th at 6 p.m. at the ideas.org headquarters. We'll be celebrating our 20th anniversary. So once again, I can't wait to see what you make.
All right, thank you very much.
And come and see us. Oh yeah, surprises. Oh yeah, surprises. Including mentorships with industry leaders. We have the cash prizes. We have sponsor prizes. And your film will be shown. The top 10 will be shown at the New York Asian American International Film Festival, August 1st to 11th, on our YouTube channel. And we also have a cable TV show on Crossings TV. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Francis. Okay, great. Okay, here you go.
Hello everyone, my name is Priya. The last time I was at an A4 event was the Disney workshop a year ago, and in the past year I've produced my own events. I did my first own show at Red Pavilion, which was Dante's Inferno from a lover's perspective. And then I have some more cool aerial and pole with live music events coming up. The reason I'm here is to talk about the support group I'm starting, because in the past year, while I was doing all these amazing events, including starting a full POC jazz band, I did face sexual harassment, racism, misogyny, all the discriminations. And then the beginning of this month, there was a reading me and some other actors did, and it was very racist. We went through like every stereotype on Wikipedia. It checked off every box, and we got together and just vented. And so, as a trauma-informed yoga instructor and someone who's getting into music therapy, dance therapy, and combining performing arts with wellness, I'm starting this free community event. Ooh, look at my hand. For AAPI performers. And speaking of hands, the poster is made from this art piece I did while I was having a breakdown with lipstick, and I just thought it would be appropriate to have it in the poster. So this event happens every last Wednesday of the month. It'll be ongoing for a while. I'm looking for facilitators who might be able to help me with this. It's on Zoom. And I'm also looking just for participants, because we can't make change if we don't take time to rest and heal. So that is it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's give a round of applause for all of our presenters. Okay, so our next featured presenter, I've known Sook Jin for a while, and when we were doing this town hall on the theme of sanctuary, I immediately thought of her and her work. So I'm going to just read because otherwise. So for the past 40 years, Sook Jin has produced drawings, sculptural assemblages, installations, photographs, videos, public works, and architecture. She uses found materials and has discovered infinite possibilities for painting, sculpture, installation, and beyond. She often chooses marginalized sites for her outdoor installations and public artwork, most of which are site-specific and collaborative, working with professionals and local residents from diverse communities in countries from India, Poland, France, Switzerland, Korea, Bolivia, Sweden, Brazil, and the US. So I will give you Sook Jin to tell you about her work herself.
I'm sorry, I have an eye infection.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Thank you for having me here, and nice introduction. So as she just told, I mainly work with the discarded materials, wooden materials, and often with the neglected site, and I transform them by creating certain meditative and spiritual qualities that transcend the material in the space where they are placed. Sounds better?
Do we have?
I have to go there?
Yes.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
hide in the shadow. So I'm going to show some images. I don't think it's about this.
You're in front of the screen. You have to go. You're in
Oh.
front of the screen.
Hello.
Are you here? Anyway, so I show some images to help illustrate this photo, and I share a 3 minutes video of art house chapels that I designed and built in Central America for the last 5 years. Walk for Meditation 1993. The windows have not opened 1995.
Very good memory.
Zen Garden. Zen Garden on the floor, Resurrection on the wall, 1995. This work called Cathedral Korean Exvoros. In Spanish, Exvoros means like a religious offering. So I really want people to connect with the work. So I create an intimate space by constructing 30-foot long hallway in a corner space of the museum. Next one. Socrates Sculpture Park, 1999. It's called the Color of Life. I use 70 metal drums to create the 35 space. It's a space for interaction, contemplation, and play for all age groups. So as you can see, it was so interesting to see how many different people explored this piece. Next one. Space Between, I think 1998. I was very much interested in space, void, that people usually don't value and aware. Next one. Based on the drawing, I created a piece called Meditation Space at the Sculpture Park, upstate New York. In my public art project, I usually create the work that in harmony with the environment and that many people can interact with and maybe have a potential to lift people's spirit and mind. So I really calculate the form and space in the environment. Next one, please. It was in India. As you know, in Indian society, prayer space is very important. So I create a space for everybody using humble materials. Next one, please. This is in Łódź, Poland, in Łódź Biennale in Poland in 2004. I have created 10 different series of this kind of construction in many different countries and different settings, working with many different communities. So the work became really a space for interaction and contemplation and play. You can stay. I did a piece performance in Poland and New York and Switzerland with the audience. And this work, the previous one, images, thank you. This is called My Brother's Keeper. It was a memorial piece for my younger brother who passed away at that time. So I transformed them, the gallery backyard, into silent forest and space for contemplation. Next one, please. I don't have much time, so that's why I don't want to go detail. But please ask if you have any questions afterwards. This is a public plaza, my permanent public art project in public plaza in front of Metro Detention Center. Yes, thank you. In downtown LA, it's called the Wishing Bells. I just want to go to front. I just want to tell you that this was a controversial project at that time because it's prison in downtown LA. So it was between city planner, LAPD, local community, Little Tokyo, they have a really big argument about that. So I try to bring the harmony through my work that maybe change people's perception of jail and create inviting place. So inspired by my personal experience in Japan, I took reference from a beautiful tradition in Japan. Next one, and then you can go next one. So Buddhist temples on New Year's Eve, there are long 108 bells to announce new beginning and a sense of freedom. So if these are 108 bells, they create a very gentle sound by wind. So Donald Cosby, an art critic, wrote, it is genuinely a public spirited art in catalog essay. Next one, please. Cheers, and then next one.
Is this the final image?
Next one is final image.
Okay, then I have to bring it back up.
And then now we have a 3 minutes video. Next is final image.
Okay, there.
Thank you.
Okay, Leo, do you know why the speaker is a little... Should we turn that off?
불이 꺼지지 않는 도시는 같아. 더 높은 곳을 하고 싶어. 인간의 갈망과 욕심을 세우는 이 끝없는 맞춤류 속에서 나는 작은 평화가 필요했다.
그분들은 굉장히 무서워하시더라고요.
사람들의 피로와 예수와의 헌신 그리고 노동자들의 용기로 완성된 비행기입니다.
들어가는 순간 많은 사람들이 신선한 충격을 받게 돼요. 이제는 작업할 때마다 이렇게 하고 어떤 감동이나 물림을 받기를 바라는 마음으로 작업을 하죠.
Okay, so the next group of people pitching are Haruko Fujimoto, Patrice Donald, Robin Wong, and Leo Chang. So after Haruko, next will be Patrice. So if you're here, you're on deck. And I will give you the 2 minutes.
Hi, my name is Haruko Fujimoto. I'm a filmmaker and I'm a student at City College. I'm actually earning my BFA in film and video production next week. And I'd like to talk about my new film, Ramen Symphony. It's a story about 2 strangers meeting at this ramen place in New York City and forming an unexpected bond despite their differences in background. You can go. So it's talking about urban isolation and human connections. And as a Japanese person living in New York for more than 15 years, I felt isolated oftentimes, and I'm pretty sure you felt the same way some point in your life. But I also believe in the power of people to connect with each other as long as you open yourself to others in front of you. And maybe extending your hands to people who might need help or feel isolated as well. And actually, Chiaki here did the film scoring, and you can go to the next one, and the next one. And I'm having the screening next week at the Lincoln Center. So if you are interested, please let me know. I can give you the details. And I'm also looking for more screening opportunities. So please let me know if you're interested, and I'd like to share this film to many people as possible. And also I want to quickly talk about my new project called Work of Art. It's about a painter in medieval England working on sacred art, commissioned by church, but he's losing his faith. So he feels conflicted between expressing his visions and needing to support his family and community. So please let me know if you are interested. I can give you more information. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Patrice?
Hi. So we're talking about sanctuary, and sanctuary can be found in countless ways in art. I'm Patrice Donell, known primarily for my realistic sculptures of people's pets. They definitely give sanctuary to our hearts. My other love is creating sanctuary and hope in community with human beings like you. It starts in a room like this with a wall, some fish line, and lots of scarves hung in squares. So in the center, a blue scarf flowing down representing the water of life. On either side are 2 scarves which represent the colors of humanity and the spirit of our ancestors. I first confirm a safe and confidential space. The audience is invited to come up one by one and tell a short story about a woman in their life who gave them hope. They then pick up a scarf to represent her, and I start to weave it into a tapestry of women, both leaning on each other and yet holding each other up. With every tale, poignant, funny, simply amazing, the scarves symbolize each woman's hope and strength, and the beauty of the tapestry grows from the stories told. In turn, the audience becomes a supportive community, applauding and inspiring one another. When all have been heard, I hand out LED candles, lower the lights, and we acknowledge the souls and stories raised. After, new friendships are made, community is strengthened, and hopefully the participants carry that sanctuary home with them. I've brought my Tapestry of Hope art installation to businesses, women's groups, and nonprofits. I can't bring the whole event to you tonight, but here's what it looks like in 20 seconds. You'll get it after this particular one. Now, I was given a grant from the New York Foundation for the Arts, and if anyone is not familiar with NYFA, it's a fantastic place for resources for the artists. They have all sorts of scholarships available and abilities to win big grants for things. So this is where it ends with the meditation. And there we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robin. Robin Wong.
Hello. I'm Robin Wong. I'm a musician and coder, and I'm starting a website called openmics.nyc. So the idea is that it's a free database and newsletter where you can find all the open mics going on in the city. Our mission is to make it easy to build creative communities. Next slide. So all of you know how hard it is to find good events in New York and find spaces where you can actually be welcomed and warmed. Currently there's no central place for open mics and for musicians and performing artists to find each other and find communities, especially for folks who are new to New York and trying to get involved. So next slide. So it's very simple. It's a comprehensive database. You can search by borough, by day of the week, and a weekly newsletter. No spam, just one weekly email with what's going on that week. And from all of you, next slide. This is the fun part. Once we get established, we'll have this community, and we want to highlight and showcase the artists, the open mic hosts, the folks who are building these community spaces in fun interviews, in whether video interviews, written interviews, and finally, so if you are a writer or editor, if you're into film, if you're a great grant writer and you somehow don't have enough on your plate, come talk to me, but we have lots of fun, creative ways to really support and give back. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Robin. And to close us out, we have our own Leo Chang.
Thank you, Lisa. My name is Leo. I work for A4. It's always a pleasure. And I am here to tell you a little bit about myself as an artist. I'm a sound artist, composer, experimental musician, noise musician, whatever you want to call it. But I build these instruments where I sing and my voice gets amplified through gongs. I've been doing this for a while now, and I have a little clip as an excerpt. So yeah, that's what it sounds like, and I have a show coming up on June 28th at Roulette Intermedium. It's a venue that's really important for experimental sound people like me, and I would invite everybody to come. That's my main reason for being here. And yeah, electrifying, Korean instruments and folk instruments is your thing, even if it's not, just come. Yeah.
Thanks so much. All right, another hand for all of our presenters. Second round, thank you all. All right, so now we open it up. So if anybody wants to share their work or ask for help or volunteer their services or anything, you've got 30 seconds to share. Come on up. So just, write your name and your Instagram handle up there. We'll just line up here and we'll just go in order and I will give you the 30-second signal. So if you just want to line up on this wall over here. And I don't have my glasses, so you're just going to have to go in order and introduce yourself. So, okay. Got it. And you can just pass that off to Steph. Oh, that's the person behind you? Okay, and I will set this for 30 seconds and give you the go, so just wait till I start.
Sorry, I mixed up my name and my handle.
That's okay, we will find you. Okay, hang on. Okay.
Hi, so I'm here on behalf of myself. I'm Lexi, and on my behalf of my friend Rishi, who is the founder of Work in Progress. We're an inclusive, supportive community of creatives that host events to inspire ideas and collaboration. We host monthly events like Co-Create to allow creative co-working, and Show and Tell to allow people to share in-progress projects. We also host an annual showcase where community members can show what they've done. The past year, we just had our second one about a month ago, so please follow Work in Progress and myself. I'm a designer as well. I'm out of time.
Yes, please.
Oh, while you talk.
Yeah, while I talk, thanks. Hi, I'm here on behalf of A4 to show you how many ways you can use a bandana in 30 seconds to encourage you to donate to get one. Let's say you're going to a protest in your mask. Done. Let's say you have bad hair day. Scarf. And also, when it was raining, I used this to cover my hair. Let's say you have a bad hair day, but only in the front. You want to let it out in the back. Sorry, Mike. Another option. What's that for? If you want to bend it up and use it as a headband again. I'm not going to do all of them here. Armband, scarf, jacket, or on your bag, and that's all I have time for. So, dog. Oh, on your dog as well.
That's hard to follow. I'm Teresa. I'm a journalist in New York. It's my first time here. I work at Bloomberg, and I was previously at NPR Music and Culture. I do a lot of writing about like film and music, and I'm also wrapping up a short documentary that's going to be screened in about a month. So yeah, if anyone wants to connect on like writing or documentary making or film, let me know.